It is 8 o'clock in Milwaukee. We are cutting into your streaming content right now to bring you a live election update. The polls are now closed.
And while we wait for results to come in, we want to give you a breakdown of the races we are monitoring tonight.
We have team coverage. Stephanie Haynes live in Waukesha. She is at the Tim Michaels watch party. Ryan Jenkins in Oconomowoc with Rebecca Clayfish's team. But we'll begin with our senior political reporter, Charles Benson. He is in studio tonight at the big board.
Well, Steve and Shannon, welcome to my world here tonight on the big board. And one of the big races we will be watching is right here, the Republican primary for governor. You can see there are 5 names here, but only 4 remain in this election. Kevin Nicholson has dropped out. The big race will be between Tim Michaels and Rebecca Clayfish. The question is, how much impact will Tim Ramthun have on this election? One of the key areas we're going to be watching, and you know this term by now, they're known as the WOW counties, right? Washington, Ozaukee, and Waukesha counties. Those are big Republican strongholds, and what kind of numbers will that produce for these candidates? We'll be watching that closely. Steve and Shannon?
All right, and here's a look at voter turnout in primary elections in years past when the race for governor is on the ballot. They range as low as 14.5% to 23% in 2018.
Now let's get to Stephanie Haynes. She is live in Waukesha. That is where one of the Republican candidates for governor, Tim Michaels, is hosting his election watch party. Steph?
Right, we are right near downtown Waukesha, and things are starting to pick up a little bit. Supporters are starting to trickle in, and now that the polls are closed, people are really eager to get to those election results. Tim Michaels will probably arrive within the hour or around 9 o'clock, I'm told, by his campaign. And just a little bit about Tim Michaels. He launched his campaign in April. He's a businessman. He now has the largest construction company in the state of Wisconsin. The biggest thing that he has right now is that endorsement from former President Donald Trump. Michaels has already had a busy week. Donald Trump was in the state here hosting a rally for him in Waukesha last Friday. This endorsement is really, really important to him. And I just spoke with one of his campaign team staff members, and he said the feeling right now is they are feeling really confident about going into tonight. Here's what he had to say.
We feel great. I mean, honestly, the polling doesn't necessarily show fully where we feel our momentum really is. We've been leading since he's gotten in the race. We feel consistent. We've had a lead through the race. We're going to win tonight.
Like you said, it is a tight race, polling shows, but we'll see with the results later tonight. He says they do expect to hear from the former president tonight as well. And by the way, this is not Michael's first time running. He did run for Senate back in 2004. We'll tell you all the updates we've got going on here, but for now, I'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, thank you. And meanwhile, Michael's opponent, Rebecca Clayfish, is hosting a watch party in Oconomowoc. That's where we find Ryan Jenkins live.
Yeah, good evening, and I'll tell you, we are now inside the event space where that watch party is taking place, and right when the polls closed at 8 o'clock, we started to see the very first supporters enter into the room. They're awaiting Clayfish. You can see that the stage is set for her to give remarks at some point tonight. I can tell you that since the last time that we spoke, we did learn that Clayfish likely won't arrive here to give any remarks until we have a better idea of what tonight's results look like. The scene's certainly set for a big celebration inside this room should she win. We have followed the former lieutenant governor since the early hours of the morning. We caught up with her as she cast her ballot at the Concord Community Center this morning in Sullivan, and that's where she shared this message.
When I do win, it will be because people want a tested and proven conservative reformer. And what we have seen in the last several weeks is people coming home to someone they trust, someone who is dependable, and someone they can count on.
And as we've mentioned, the energy is shifting as the polls close. There are people filing into this space, and we will be here when Rebecca Clayfish takes this podium behind me to give remarks later on tonight. We'll check in from this campaign throughout the evening. For now, reporting live in Oconomowoc, Ryan Jenkins, TMJ4 News.
All right, Ryan, thank you. In addition to Michaels and Clayfish, 2 other candidates on the ballot today in that Republican gubernatorial primary. They are Adam Fisher and Tim Ramthun.
Now, the second major race we're watching tonight, the Democratic primary to challenge Senator Ron Johnson. Now, the candidates include Mandela Barnes, Kru Lee, Stephen Olakara, Peter Pekarski, and Daryl Williams. Let's go back out to Charles and get a kind of forecast of what else you're covering tonight as the numbers come in.
Well, you mentioned the U.S. Senate Democratic primary. Yes, that is going to be a big race. We're going to see how this fills out in these 72 counties. You mentioned his three strongest opponents for Mandela Barnes: Sarah Godlewski, Alex Lasry, and Tom Nelson, no longer in the race, but will remain on the ballot. There are a lot of things on the ballot, so let's take a look. On the Republican side, in the lieutenant governor's race, there are 8 different candidates running for that. The winner then will join either whoever wins in the governor's primary as their running mate. And then on the lieutenant governor's side, on the Democratic side, to replace Mandela Barnes, who's not seeking re-election, one of these 2 candidates will then run with Tony Evers. And then the Attorney General's race. This is a race that's gotten not as much attention, but one of these 3 will face Josh Kaul, the current Attorney General, in November. So you have the former Eric Toney, the former he is the current Fond du Lac County District Attorney. Adam Jarko is a former state lawmaker. So we'll keep an eye on that race as well.
All right, Charles, thanks. Another race we're keeping an eye on is Wisconsin Assembly District 63. And why is that?
Because Trump endorsed the candidate Adam Steen, who was looking to unseat the incumbent Robin Vos. Now, Vos is also the Speaker and the most powerful Republican in the Assembly. Also a big night for the 3 candidates running for Milwaukee County Sheriff. Yes, with no Republicans on the ballot, tonight's winner will succeed the seat of retiring Sheriff Ernell Lucas. Now, all 3 candidates have leadership roles in the current sheriff's office, and here they are. Danita Ball promises to be a leader that will allow deputies to have a better work-life balance because she believes that they are stretched way too thin. Brian Barco wants to attract more experienced employees, as there are more than 100 vacancies at the Milwaukee County Jail alone. And Thomas Beal says he would like to focus on retention to stop employees from leaving. Voters shared what they want to see from a new sheriff.
Speeding, stolen cars, and they do need to do something about what's going on in these prisons, because this understaffed stuff, it's not right.
Good with the people, and fair with the people, and that's about it.
Fair policing, all right. Second, actually policing our highways as well as our city and our neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's very important.
We actually have 5 sheriff's races on the ballot in today's primary election. They include Kenosha County, where 4 Republican candidates are on the ballot.
Now, in Waukesha County, incumbent Eric Severson is hoping to win re-election against challenger James Sorensberg. Tonight will essentially decide the sheriff's race, since there is no Democratic candidate on the ballot.
Public safety, a big issue in this election.
Yes, a number of communities across our area asking voters help them hire more firefighters and police officers. In Kenosha, voters will be asked to approve reject a tax levy limited at 3.3%. It comes out to an annual increase of $2.5 million. Now, that would allow the city to hire 10 police officers and 6 firefighters. For the owner of a $200,000 home, it would be a bump in their annual tax bill of about $60. If the referendum fails, the city says it will not be able to hire additional staffing.
Voters in Racine, they are considering a similar question. The city is asking for another $2 million. That would hire 11 new police officers and launch a violence prevention effort. Every year after, the tax levy would continue to increase by $150,000.
And a bit of a unique situation we're watching in the Western Lakes Fire District, which asked voters to nearly double its budget in order to increase staff. Western Lakes includes several departments that respond to both the city and the town of Oconomowoc, Dousman, Lac La Belle, Merton, Ottawa, and Summit.
So there is a lot to keep track of tonight, but the top line races: the Republican primary to run against the Democratic Governor Tony Evers in November, and the Democratic primary to challenge the incumbent Republican Ron Johnson in November. We have everybody scattered around the viewing area right now, keeping an eye on all the watch parties, and also at stations like places like the Main Count here in the city of Milwaukee, where they're going to keep track of the numbers.
And those numbers should be coming in any moment now.
Because it is 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. Polls have been closed for 10 minutes. We're going to be back on streaming on TMJ4.com and all of our other streaming platforms in about an hour. We will also make our first on-air broadcast cut-in at 9 o'clock as well, with all the results coming up on TMJ4 News at 10.
But right now, we thank you for joining us, and you will continue to monitor those results as they come into the newsroom. But for now, you can scan this QR code With your smartphone, it will take you directly to live election results as they come in, and you can join us live on air at 9 o'clock for another election update.